John Matusak for the world champion Raiders.
Join us for a nice friendly game of football.
On KNX News Radio 1070.
Good station, too.
U.S. Open Tennis next.
Tonight's CBS Late Movie, normally presented at this time, will begin right after the following CBS Sports Special.
Now, there are four. The men's semifinals were set tonight at the National Tennis Center, and Jimmy Connors will be there. So, too, will Bjorn Borg. He and Roscoe Tanner have become a yearly classic in the quarterfinals. Today, no exception. Vitas Gerulaitis got an early look at his semifinal opponent today. While Vitas watched John McEnroe, he played a doubles match that bordered on the unbelievable against two guys who know what championship pressure is all about.
The 1981 U.S. Open highlights from the National Tennis Center in Flushing Meadow, New York, are sponsored by Light Beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less, and by the 1981 Volkswagens. Volkswagen does it again.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brent Musburger, and we are down now to the Mighty Four. John McEnroe, Vitas Gerulaitis, Jimmy Connors, and Bjorn Borg. Just a short time ago, Jimmy Connors battled his way into the semifinals, eliminating Elliot Telcher in straight sets. And Connors is playing superb tennis right now. We have picked it up with Jimmy leading 3-2 in the first set. We're going to show you an entire game so you can get an idea of just how quick Connors is now and how confident, because Elliot Telcher is a good player. He was simply up against a better. Jimmy is now serving at 15 love. It quickly went to 30. Telcher, of course, likes that baseline game. He's a good, steady tennis player, but Connors came at him on the attack. And Jimmy didn't wait to the last point to deliver an occasional ace. He easily won the game, going up 4-2, then pulling away to a first set victory. The second set started out the same way. Connors was absolutely overpowering. He won the first three games. Then finally, Telcher put a good game together. Pretty shot. Leading 5-1, Connors went for the set. Six 6-3, 6-1 in the third set. Just more of the same for Jimmy Connors. Down by 3 games, Telcher was able to come on a little bit. He couldn't run that one down, but he was able to win the next game. Connors then served it out and served notice that he is a force to be reckoned with now in the semifinals. Jimmy Connors has not beaten Bjorn Borg in a major tournament since the U.S. Open way back in 1978. And after his victory here tonight, when he spoke to Pat O'Brien, he wasn't giving any secrets away about Saturday either.
That match coming up now, are you going to alter your game at all against Borg?
Well, maybe so. That's what the people are going to have to buy a ticket to come and see, I guess. But
he may not be watching, so.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, he knows how I play, and I guess I know how he plays. We played enough times, but you know, we play a lot of great matches. Played a great match at Wimbledon, and you know, if we can play that kind of tennis, that'd be just as good for the fans.
Do you get to a point, Jimmy, where you get sort of a mental block against a guy like Borg if you have a different kind of history with him? No,
I don't get a mental block really against anybody. You know, it's difficult. I mean, I've lost to him a lot of times here, and but it doesn't matter because each time's a new time. I mean, a lot of guys that I beat a lot of times, and they probably feel the same way against me also. But, you know, for me, I just have to go out there and play every match as if it's the first time I've ever played him, and, you know, that's the way I play my game.
And we'll show you how Bjorn Borg survived 3 tiebreakers against Roscoe Tanner when we continue in just a moment.
You know, baseball's the same in Japan as it is in America. You play 9 innings, 3 strikes and you're out. And after the game, there's nothing like a beer. And when Numa's in town, I treat him to light beer from Miller because it tastes great. Yeah, I know it's less filling, but we drink it because it tastes great. Listen, Numa, it tastes great. All right, it's less filling.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and
right now, you can ring up terrific deals and get substantial savings on our family of peppy, reliable Rabbit diesels and our fleet of sporty front-wheel drive pickup trucks. Even flashy, fun-to-drive, fuel-injected Rabbits. But remember, the only place in town to cash in on deals like these is at your Volkswagen dealer.
We fill your world with light, get you through the night. GE, we bring good things to life. We let you live it again. Give a hand to a friend. We bring you closer, closer to the ones you love. GE, we bring good things to live in. We bring good things to life.
In Hawaii, we call the gift of giving Makana Aloha. And for over 30 years now, the Friendly Skies have been giving the gift of Hawaii. We gave the Burmans a waterfall on Kauai. We gave the Dolans a sunset on Maui. Dave Smith got his golf course. And we gave the Millers their second honeymoon on 4 different islands. We've got a gift waiting for you, too.
In our little corner of the world, by the Friendly Skies.
Bjorn Borg and Roscoe Tanner. In their first 3 sets today, they played 2 tiebreakers. They split the tiebreakers. Bjorg then led 2 sets to 1. We are now in the 4th set, game 7. 4-2, Borg at 30-40. Borg had pulled even, but then Tanner opened up the advantage. Needing the break, he got it. It was 4-3, still Borg. Now the key game, number 10. 5-4, Borg with the lead. It had gone to love 30. Then it was 15-30. And everybody was on the edge of his seat. It was long, and it went to 15-40, and 2 match points for Borg. Tanner's cannonball set up his second shot. It was 30-40. Then Roscoe forced it to deuce. Second service, and he had the advantage on the air. Tanner Tanner then got a pop fly off the racket of Borg. Wynn made it 5-all. Mariana getting even more nervous. They went to the tiebreaker again. It was 4-3 after a double fault. Tanner leading by 1. Then he made an error, and it was all even. (5-4) Borg. Even again at 5. Again to his second serve. And he had reached set point for Tanner. On the air, Borg goes up. Even now. Then it was Borg who had the set point. But it was long, and again Tanner had drawn even. Match point for Bjorn Borg. And when it was over, John Tesh asked Borg about the other semifinal Saturday, McEnroe against Gerolaitis.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good match. Both of them playing well. Vitas is playing extremely well now, and if he played the way he's been playing, I think he has a good chance. And you know, anything can happen right now.
So, you know, it was the grace of Borg, really, that beat the power of Tanner and the attacking style of Connors that overcame the steadiness of Telcher here tonight. Tennis, of course, is a sport of subtleties, some of which caught the eye of our own John Tesh.
When you watch more than a week of tournament tennis all day and all night, you start to notice things other than the overhead smash and the forehand drive. I kind of like watching people's heads. Or how about umpires' idiosyncrasies? One of my favorites is watching people's feet. Not the usual boring feet, but players' feet when they're awaiting service.
There is, of course, the old reliable rocking back and forth stance. The I've got an itch stance. How about overconfident? I'm nervous. I don't want to be nervous, but I'm very nervous. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. All of which confirms that old adage that says if you're going to play tennis, you got to be able to dance.
Yes, some tennis players do indeed dance, others train on beer. And we'll be back with our guys, Nuke and Stolle, who played an unbelievable doubles match today against McEnroe and Fleming when we continue in just a moment.
We'll open your eyes to a rainbow, open your eyes to sound. We'll open your eyes to tomorrow today. Just take a look at RCA. We'll open your eyes to remote possibilities. Open your eyes in hundreds of ways. We'll open your eyes, RCA.
I can tell a real cowboy from the drugstore kind, clean across Texas. The way he wears his hat will tell you. And the beer that you drink's a surefire giveaway, too. A lot of us drink light beer from Miller. We love the taste, but we surely appreciate that it's got a third less calories than the regular kind. You see, you don't want to be filled up when you're out there punching doggies. Ain't that right, cowboy? I didn't punch that doggie.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Sunday, the National Football League continues on CBS Sports. The Atlanta Falcons face Bart Starr and the surprising Green Bay Packers. The Los Angeles Rams meet Bum Phillips, George Rogers, and the New Orleans Saints. The New York Giants and the Washington Redskins take to the air for a quarterback duel. Plus other regional action. Check local listings beginning with the NFL today here on CBS Sports. We'll be back at the National Tennis Center in just a moment.
Good, practical car, son.
Thanks, Dad. Some people think I bought my Datsun 310 for its front-wheel drive and great mileage.
But look at these soft velour bucket seats. That sexy dashboard.
With clock,
Tack, and stereo. Datsun, you are driven.
Love your Datsun, Roger.
Man does not live by gas mileage alone.
It's good for you. It's good for you.
Buy gold. Buy gold.
Introducing new Rise Gold, the thick, rich golden lather for the close luxury shave. Look, Rise Gold and the leading foam start with the same ingredients, but Rise Gold adds rich cocoa butter, pure baby oil, and a protective lubricant. For a golden lather that's thicker and richer than the leading foam, and a shave that's
luxuriously smooth.
New Rise Gold, richer than the leading foam.
It had to be the most entertaining match of the entire tournament. Fred Stolle and John Newcomb finally bowing out in doubles, but what you played 3 consecutive 5-set matches. And Fred, why don't you tell us what finally happened against McEnroe and Fleming?
Well, Nuke's not used to playing 5-set matches.
Nuke, is that true?
No, I'd just like to comment, really, Brent, that I'm sitting here with a tie on and I'm looking very dapper, and Fred's sitting there with an open-neck shirt.
Wait, that's enough. No quibbling. Let's get the videotape up right now, and you two help me narrate this and tell me exactly what went wrong, because you know who was there scouting today, watching you. Look at this. He says, I got to get ready for McEnroe on Saturday, so come on, Fred, you and Nuke, show me how to do it, and this is action from the first 2 sets, and I don't think either of you are awake.
Well, well, it's a pity you showed the first 2 sets because they weren't very good for us. We lost the first 2 sets 6-2, 6-2, and then at the end of the second set, Fred walked. Look at Fred.
Look at that.
For an old man, really, to be able to move that fast.
Look at the shot you missed there. Look at that.
Well, hold on, guys. Well, let's get into the 3rd set. 3-2, McEnroe on the lead, and I'm going to be serious here just a moment, because I really felt that this brought out the finest in the old-timers, because, folks, Stolle's about to take it in the chest, and I want you to take a look at Newcomb. I think he's a little serious right now, and he says, Mac, I want to see some acknowledgement quickly that that was an accident. Hand comes up, but, folks, here is the very next point in that match. So it was all not fun and games out there at the stadium court in this doubles match, even though we're laughing right now.
I think at the stage when I woke up, I got a good shot in the neck there, and Nuke got a little hacked off, and that's when we sort of started to get into the game.
You know, fortunately for us, you know, we lost the first 2 sets easily, and you know, we came back and we lost a tiebreaker in the 5th set. But you know, from my point of view, you know, I find it very tough because I'm writing newspaper articles and I'm doing commentary on CBS, and here I was playing out here in the tournament, and I just had the feeling that John and...
That was mine. That was the bigger racket hit that ball, I got to tell you, right there.
I just had the feeling that John and Peter, you know, the guys today, they feel that maybe some of the press are, you know, against them or something like that, and I feel that they thought, you know, maybe I was the enemy or something because I was from CBS. That was a great shot from Fred. I tell you what, the last time I saw him do that was 15 years ago.
A little bit of touch.
Now that got you all even, all right? 2-2, and now we move to the 5th set, and I'm not sure what happened to your buddy. coming up here in this fifth set. Nuke, we'll have to take a very close look at what Stolle does here.
Well, the one thing I get disappointed about is when my opponent goes on the other guy's side, you know, and starts fighting with them. And here I am standing there fighting out for the point, and I look over and my partner is with the opposition, the enemy.
I ran 25 yards to get that shot. I haven't done that for a long while.
Okay, what are we doing here now? This is what we...
2-2. And that was that old Australian
You'll see
formation.
That, yeah, formation. It's called Australian formation or tandem, and we decided to do that because Fred was having some trouble with McEnroe returning, so we used that formation.
We had problem with Fleming returning right there.
That was the tiebreak in the fifth set.
You two can't see the screen.
He had a great return there.
Terrible. Missed that damn thing down the line there. I could have poked that in, we had a chance, but from there on, we were in the hole.
So they went for the match right here, Anya.
Game set match, McEnroe-Fleming. McEnroe-Fleming win.
But it really was marvelous entertainment. But let me ask you this, Fred. When Mac drilled you, do you think he did it on purpose?
No, well, in that sort of, you know...
No, well,
I know John pretty well, but I know that they were gunning for Nuke, and I don't care what they say. I know they were gunning for Nuke, and I happen to be the guy that got hit. And, you know, I've travelled around with Vitas for the last 3 years, and I know the guy's pretty well. And when you get out there in that situation, he could have done a lot of things with that ball, and he just nailed me. And then, you know, the first 2 sets, there's John thinking about it and saying, well, you know, if he does that to me, I'm going to climb over and deck him. Well, I think that, you know, it could have been played a different way, but it's all in it. It didn't bother me too much, but
let me ask you this. You two are from a different generation and a different tennis age. And the one thing that has struck me, this is the first time I've been this close to John McEnroe. Actually, 2 things. He is a great, great athlete, but he doesn't seem to enjoy himself that much out there. Did that come across as you played him today in that 5-setter? Nuke?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask Fred. I wanted to bow out of that one, but yeah, I find it disappointing with a few of the guys that are playing today, Brent, that the name of the game is sport, and I spell that with a capital S, S-P-O-R-T. Sport means sport, and you look it up in the dictionary, and it's going out there, trying your hardest. If you win or lose, it doesn't matter. Happens to be my philosophy on the game. I know it's Fred's philosophy on the game, and I feel that some of the guys today take it a little more.
It was great sport watching you two. We've got to move along. Thank you very much. And we're going to continue with Chris Evert here on CBS in just a moment.
Hey, that chicken is a rabbit.
Wrong. This chicken is a Rapid Diesel.
Ah, a Volkswagen Rabbit Diesel, the best mileage car in America.
Yep. We get about 600 buckets to the gallon with this Rabbit. Saving us a fortune.
Gee, that means you can pass the savings along to your customers.
No, it doesn't.
Volkswagen does it again.
One more set, guys?
Nah, you guys are just too dumb today.
For Michelob Light?
You should have quit while you were ahead.
Would good friends go at it this hard just for a beer? Consider its Michelob Light, the rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
I don't get it. You guys killed us.
Don't blame us. You suggested we play for a Michelob Light.
Michelob Light. Compare the taste.
You are about to see how a technique for making 3-dimensional images can speed you through supermarket checkout lines. Inside this little box is the IBM Supermarket Checkout Scanner that can see in 3 dimensions. Using a technology called holography, it sends out light beams that wrap around almost any size, any shape package to quickly locate and read the barcode. It makes checkout easier and faster. The barcode identifies the product to a computer, which has the store's current prices. Automatically, product description and price are displayed and printed for the shopper. The IBM scanner can also read the European codes and the Japanese code, but it was developed and is made in the United States. IBM innovations like these not only improve productivity here at home, they help us compete overseas.
The United States Tennis Association, 100 years of providing tennis for everyone. For information, call 800-331-1005.
The preceding message has been furnished by the United States Tennis Association.
One of the major stories at the U.S. Open, of course, is Chris Evert Lloyd. She's going for her 6th championship. And Pat O'Brien prepared this profile.
I haven't reached my potential yet as a player. And I'm my own worst critic, and I see areas of my game that I really need to work on. And I'm not going to tell you what they are, because my opponents will probably use them, but I still feel that I could be a better tennis player.
She never really thinks she's going to lose. And they have that feeling inside themselves, even when they get down match points or whatever, that they're still going to win. And you can't coach that to someone. You either have it or you don't. And I think that's what the great champions really have.
In the have it or you don't category, Chris had it in 1975 when she defeated Yvonne Goolagong at the U.S. Open, and kept it for the next 4 years.
On a morning from a Bogart movie in a country where they...
But in 1979, when she was looking for a 5th U.S. Open championship, a youngster named Tracy Austin proved that Chris Evert wasn't the only tennis player in the second half of the 1970s who could win the Open.
She was the first one that played like I did, and that every time I hit a ball, she would hit the ball harder. And that year, she just threw me off guard. I was totally unprepared for how well she was playing.
Chris made sure that didn't happen again, when the next year she came right back against Tracy Austin.
I think it was especially satisfying because I did beat Tracy in the semifinals, and I had lost, I believe, the last 5 matches to her. And I felt that was kind of a breakthrough for me.
Chris worked out for this year's Open with husband John Lloyd, preparing for a tournament that this year has extra meaning.
You know, I know that she's going to be really keen and up for it, and I know when she's in that mood, it's going to take someone who's a hell of a player to beat her.
Everyone who wins Wimbledon usually does not win the U.S. Open. I mean, when you look at Borg or you look at the years Martina won Wimbledon, someone else has always won the U.S. Open. And I would like to prove something to myself, not to anyone else, but just to myself, that it is possible to win the 2 biggest tournaments in the world at the same time.
Pat O'Brien, CBS Sports.
And tomorrow, of course, Chris will play Martina Navratilova in one of the semis. And we want to remind you that not only do we have those women's semis, but they are going to be live tomorrow for the first time. We are going to be starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Tracy Austin will start it off against Barbara Potter. Then it will be Chris Evert Lloyd against Martina. We'll see you then. I'm Brent Musburger.
The 1981 U.S. Open highlights from the National Tennis Center in Flushing Meadow, New York, have been sponsored by IBM, helping put information to work for people, and by Michelob Light, an exceptional light beer with a rich, smooth taste. The 1981 U.S. Open highlights have been a presentation of CBS Sports.
For Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series, the winner is...
Who will be the winner? Share the live excitement and entertainment. The 33rd Annual Emmy Awards, Sunday.
This is CBS.